from Snowy Mountains Transport. Welcome to the Monaro Zone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. Now, you've been involved in a very complex and controversial situation out on Carlaminda Road in Cooma. Is that right?
Definitely. Yes, it's certainly escalated.
Okay. In your words, what's the issue going on?
Look, the issue we've got going on at the moment, there's two issues. We've got an issue because we've got nowhere to go for all these trucks and trailers. Second issue is the residents are just a little bit concerned about what's going to happen on that property. And that's something I can get across today of what we actually plan on doing out there versus what has been put across the internet, with these petitions and just get the facts out there for everyone to get both sides of the story.
So in your words, what is the main opposition that your neighbors have to you doing what you want to do?
Look, they're concerned about the noise of these trucks, the operating hours, potential operating hours, noise and dust.
Are these valid concerns?
Look, they are a concern for them, but they don't know the mitigation controls that we've got in place. So the noise, certainly these aren't V8 Max. These aren't V8 Max running up and down that road 100 mile an hour, black smoke. We've got late model equipment. These trucks aren't noisy. They just, we're just in and out. We've been for the last 5 years now. We operated the transport company currently out of a 12 Holland Road, and there is a residential building right next to our, right on the fence line, and we've never had one complaint in 5 years. So I don't think they've got anything to worry about. I would like for them to come and do some noise testing with us and have a bit of a listen, but there's no concerns. Considering that there's the Mon Beef abattoirs, we've got the cattle trucks coming in and out, the noise of the cows, that's more noise than we're ever going to make.
And how many trucks are we talking about? 100 trucks a day, 100 truck movements a day, 200 truck movements a day?
Look, and that's another interesting point. What was speculated from the opposing people was 38 truck movements a day. We're talking at least half that, if at all. Like maybe a dozen. It's a staging area. It's a parking area for our trucks to come in and out.
So it's not a depot where you'll be sorting things?
No, definitely not. So with the assets that we've got, we need to securely park them somewhere that's just secure, obviously, secure. There is no, there's going to be no forklifts running around and lights and any of that. It's just basically truck parking only.
So it's literally a glorified parking zone?
Yep, sure is. So we have a small depot in Cooma as it is. That's where we do all our freight handling. That's located at 29 Holland Road. Okay, so all the freight handling gets there. The problem is it cannot accommodate our trucks and our parking. So so that's where we originally started, was the 29 Holland Road property. That could accommodate 1 to 2 trucks back in the day. We started with 1 or 2 trucks back in the day, back 2020 actually, sorry. And we've grown that business now where we outgrew that and we were forced to look somewhere else.
That's great. So you're a local business that's thriving?
Yeah, yep.
If you can't use your property as a parking zone, what is the end result of your business?
Okay, so that's the scary part. If we cannot find a solution to this problem, we will be forced to severely downsize and start cutting jobs. So
how many people do you employ at the moment? From the
30, yeah.
And they're all Cooma residents?
Except for about 6. Yep, everyone else lives in Cooma, and we're very proud of that. They're all young families. All these people have got mortgages. They rely on us doing what we do for their mortgages. We've had 3 families relocate from Canberra to be with our business, and they've since bought houses in Cooma. So these people we'd have to last on first off. Look, we don't want to get to that point. We need some common sense to prevail and to be able to find a solution to where we're going to put all these trucks.
And this is your property?
This is our property, yeah.
That's out of the town,
out of town, we think it's an ideal location. We don't have a problem with the garbage tip being behind us, and we certainly haven't got an issue with the abattoirs. We purchased this block of land. We approached the council prior to buying it. So I've got a letter here that says that a depot is a permitted use to use as a depot. So the block of land, even though it's RU1, it is a permitted use for a transport for a depot. So with that letter from the council and also one from the solicitor, we then purchased that block of land at Carlaminda Road, not knowing that we would have so much opposition or opposing it, but we purchased it, and we feel that now's the right time to move into it. So with that being said, we don't want to be like the rest of these trucking companies that are in town for Snowy 2 that are littering our street. So on any given day or night, you can drive down the main street of Cooma and there are tip trucks spread all up and down on the side roads, in side streets. We don't want to be like that. We are a local company. We need somewhere to go. We need somewhere to put them. And look, there's two options. It's either we closing down part of the business to go into a smaller premises, which we don't have, or there's not too much available for the combinations of vehicles that we run up to 30 metres. There's not a lot of space for us. Carlaminda Road is perfect for it. So,
and from my understanding, you would handle, and this is a self-interested perspective, you would handle a lot of the deliveries from end to end in this region?
Yes, we do quite a lot. Predominantly, a lot of our work is Snowy Hydro related. So we feel that we're at the peak. We're at the big. We're not going to get any bigger than what we are. In fact, we should start to downsize as the project draws to a close. But that's still 3 to 4 years away. Okay, so we need this amount of equipment. One thing that we do pride ourselves on is the small amount of trucks that we have operating in Cooma servicing Snowy Hydro, but we have so many trucks operating nationally. So even though these guys that live here in Cooma and need somewhere to park on a weekend, these guys can be in Brisbane, Perth, Melbourne on any given day. We operate nationally. So we just, so it's not as if that I've got 30 guys that are coming in and out every single day. We're only looking at 4 drivers, 5 drivers, if that, in and out a day. If they do that 3 times a day, it's 15 movements.
Wow. Well, thank you, Brett, for taking your time out to explain what's going on. Is there anything that you'd like to communicate to the region? Anything specifically?
Yeah, look, we are obviously we take it personally when we start seeing everyone opposing and petitioning against it. When we know that we are local people,
you're a family man.
We're a family man. We support local businesses. We support the footy club. The swimming club. We support. We put our money back into the town. We support local businesses.
You only get credit if you support the bush pigs, by the way.
Yeah,
because you're in Jindabyne.
But look, at the end of the day, we're local. We're very proud of being able to build a transport company in Cooma and keep the likes of the Lynn Foxes and the Tolls out of here. Those guys would probably buy their way into, without going through this. But we're very proud of what we've built up in a short period of time, and we need the community to look at it from our point of view that we're not cowboys. We've got a block of land. We just want to park our trucks on it. We don't need any more than that than just to park these trucks, get them off the road. I'm sure people are concerned about when they drive down the street, running up the back of a tipper parked on the side of the road. We don't want any of that. We don't want our vehicles. It's happened to us before. We just want to put our vehicles in a safe, secure location, which we've got, which we've been given approval for as a permitted use. And the council's motion was to approve this. It's only the council staff were the ones that said this is a great idea, let's approve it. It's now that we've got some opposition against it that it's had to come to a council meeting. It should never have got this far. It should have went straight through.
One final question. Have the people opposing your property or your development actually contacted you personally to talk about this?
We've met with both parties, both sides. Look, both are approachable, but they're just concerned about their view. One particular neighbour can't even see it. Like, it's not even in a direct line of sight. Okay, he's got to drive past it, but the guy on the bottom side, that's where he has his breakfast. He likes to look out and look at the cows or whatever in that paddock. We operate some nice trucks. I'm sure, it's either a Volvo or a Kenworth, but, they're a nice view too. So, look, at the end of the day, we want to work closely with the neighbours. I'd like to be able to, that we can work with them. Unfortunately, I didn't buy the block from the gentleman that's opposing. Maybe that's caused a bit of a rift. But at the end of the day, we don't want any hostility. We just want to work together, and I'm sure we can do it. I'm sure we can come to an arrangement, and what our concept is of what we've got displayed on the block, and our concept and what we plan on doing there, I think he's jumping at shadows.
Brett, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to seeing how your motion goes today.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye.